Hey guys, welcome to Bite Size Tactics Lab. This is Melee Hero Madness. So this video you're going to see kind of a advanced demonstration of how to use various unit abilities, game mechanics, equipment, mods, ops, all sorts of things in combination to allow a lone hero unit, the out-of-the-box Vanguard hero Frank Vance, to take down an army composed of an assault bike, a trooper, and 2 huntresses on turn 6 of a new game. So the whole reason why I was trying to pull this off was because I was thinking about how units share experience after battle, and I'm trying to split up my my hero from the starting army in an effort to get him to soak up basically all that experience for himself, not share it with other units, and get to a quick level 4. I knew for sure Nanite support tech would need to be required, which is why I'm not battling until turn 6 here. And you'll see why here in a second, but you know, basically, yeah, I mean, this battle would be much easier if I came into it. Obviously, I have a pug to begin the game with as Vanguard. But here I didn't want to split any of that experience up with the pug because it doesn't really do much for my pug, but it does do a lot for my hero, as I was trying to get him levels versus just advancing levels of units that are just support class units. So anyways, what made this really possible in all seriousness was the tier 3 lightning blade that I found. As soon as I found the equipment item, I knew this would be a viable strategy. I did fail this twice before I got it to work on my third try. As I say, you know, third time's a charm, I guess. But so let's take a look real quickly. So you'll notice here, these are basically the 3 things that I relied on in this combat to make this work. So Nanite Injectors are a very, very good defense mod that come from the Nanite support tech. You get 15 health when you use the ability. It also increases your resistance to all damage channels by 3 for 2 turns. And also, of course, you're getting a flat 1 armor on the unit that has this thing equipped. So a very, very, very good early game defensive mod. Really a good defensive mod for the majority of the game. The Lightning Blade item here is the special piece. This thing has a little hook to it, so you swing it at the target, it causes arc damage, obviously, and then what can happen is the damage can bounce to 2 targets within 2 hexes for half damage. Now, the other catch here is this weapon does high impact stagger to units. So basically, anything that's not stagger resistant is going to be staggered if they're hit by this attack or by the jumping part of the attack. It also applies static charge, which is nice, but not necessarily game breaking in the sense that we're going to be able to get off a ton of those with the repeat. Lastly, the combat assist system is one of the 2 tactical ops that come with that same Nanite support tech that gave us the injectors. All this thing does is give you 2 shields while it's active for up to 3 turns. So it doesn't sound like much, but you'll see how useful it is here in the video. So here's a video just getting into combat here. Here's our brave hero, Frank Vance, all by himself against these 4 units. And we'll just let this play out here. I'll kind of describe what my thought process and some of the choices I'm making as we go here. So first off, I'm trying to find a position that I'm going to have a little bit of cover and try to make the enemy units move around to close distance towards me. So both huntresses trying to use flash arrows. You'll see I get staggered twice, but I don't get blinded. Not that it necessarily matters, but assault pike attack, and the trooper miss because I'm in a defensive posture there, so that's nice. Right there, I'm just checking to see. I wanted to see what the cooldown timer on the flash arrows was because I'm realizing how much of a pain that could end up being if they were really able to kind of abuse it on me. So I'm thinking about, okay, there's a couple things I have to think about. One, obviously the enemy abilities, when they're going to be used, what the impact is on me when they use them, mainly that flash arrow. And then 2, my own ability here, Nanite Injectors. I'm wondering when is going to be the best time to use this. So I haven't taken much damage this first turn, so I know now's not the turn to use it. So I'm going to wait and again assume a defensive posture, which makes me a bit harder to hit here. We see the assault bike miss. Wisely, the AI will have a trooper come up and throw a grenade, take out my cover, and also stagger me there a first time for this turn. And then I just get peppered with some bio arrows from both huntresses. And now it's back to my turn. So now I know First of all, there's a couple things that are going to happen. Yes, I'm going to pop my Nanite Injectors. That gives me a full 15 health back. And you'll see I'm going to do a melee attack on this trooper. Stagger is applied, so he's at 2 action points on that trooper. That's very important to know. We end our turn. I'm thinking, do I want to use my shield just yet? I opt not to. I could have probably used it this turn. It would have actually helped me a decent amount. So I didn't play this perfectly. As you see, I'm just going to take more range damage from enemies sprinkled all around. So what you see here, that trooper using assault rifle takes 1 of his action points. So he already had 2 to start with. So then when I respond with melee overwatch, I hit him, I stagger him. He went from having 2 action points to having 0 action points after his 1 attack. There, the choice is pretty clear. I attack the assault bike because I know I'm going to hit it twice. And in doing so, I'm going to destroy the Vanguard trooper just by default. I also opt for the combat assist right here for the shields, knowing I'm going to be getting peppered from these huntresses some more. The assault bike tries to attack me, same thing. It had already, it only had a 1 attack option, so it doesn't have a repeating attack on that, so it's only going to get 1 crack at me. It takes it, I am able to respond with a melee overwatch. I make sure to get a melee overwatch range with this first one of the huntress units here as soon as possible. Here he's staggering me, very smart use of flash arrow then by the enemy right there. He should have used another flash arrow actually, because this is going to let me swing around this side of the cover, and we're going to smash him. Again, he's down to 2 action points, and we'll see what happens. This guy is just going to take more ranged attacks on me here with bio arrows. And here, he attacks with 1 action point. I stagger him for his last action point, leaving him with nothing left to do, saving me a ton of damage. Now here's where I have to make another interesting choice. For one, I'm thinking, would it be at all useful to try to blow up this explosive tank? Really, it's not. It's not going to do nearly enough damage, and my pistol wouldn't even do enough damage to make it happen anyways. So I'm thinking my second best choice is to move somewhere where the enemy's going to have to move to spend action points not attacking me, and then also get behind cover and get into a defensive posture. Now the cover's not going to make a difference because he's a huntress, but either way I'm going to apply combat assist system for 2 more shields here, and we're going to see what the enemy's going to do. What I'm trying to get him to do is exactly what he's done. He's moved towards me, closing the distance between us. Now I'm able to move in, get a stagger on him. He's at 2 points, and with any luck here, which we see he missed his arrow. As soon as he missed, that was his turn, because he had 2 points, spent 1 of them to attack me, missed, and my counter attack on the melee overwatch staggers him to reduce his last remaining action point, so he only gets 1 chance to hit me. If he hits me there, there's a possibility that I die and I lose this round, but he missed, and I swing back, I stagger him, it's back to my turn, and he's good as dead. So a bit of luck certainly to make this work. As I said, I probably could have played this better having used the support, combat support 1 turn earlier. I would have had a few more hit points and probably could have survived any attack there towards the end. But either way, an interesting battle, and you get a bit of appreciation for how important stagger is, how important melee overwatch is certainly, and some of the interactions that happen there. So to recap, try to think about tactical combat prior to even entering it. It's going to take some experience and familiarity with units, the abilities, game mechanics, all the sorts of things I just described, but at a certain point you'll start to understand how matchups are going to play out before they even happen, based on strength and weaknesses of units, the unit combinations, modifications they may have, or operations that could get used, and you have an idea of how the battle is going to unfold even before you have the battle. That's kind of where you want to get to here. So for instance here, I knew against a full stack of ranged units, the combat assist would be very useful, and you can see here number 3, situationally it's amazing. Saves you a fair bit of damage if you're getting attacked by a bunch of targets, or from a bunch of sources, I guess I should say. But other lessons learned: lightning blade chain stagger is very amazing, as you saw, as I demonstrated in the video. Nanite injectors are also amazing. You get health, you get damage mitigation on turns that come after that, and you also get that armor. Just all very useful. Melee Overwatch, you got to watch out for it. If you don't understand how it works, um, it's worth reading up about it in the in-game documentation. But especially at where you have an enemy unit that has stagger built into its melee attack, you have to be extremely careful to not let your range units get stuck next to them. But anyways, try experimenting with different units, combinations of units, operations, things you don't normally utilize, right? Everybody kind of gets used to using the same old units, the same old combination of mods and operations. It's easy to do, but it's not really that fun. And it's also, you don't learn as much by kind of relying on what you know. It's more interesting and more fun, I think, and also a little more challenging to kind of try to push the envelope where you can, or find what works or why something doesn't work, or what it may be good against. Maybe it's not good against everything, but maybe it's a good in a specific situation, such as the combat assist, right? So yeah, that's the video. Hopefully you guys found it useful, helpful, a little bit insightful, or at least enjoyable. But thanks for watching, and feel free to comment below. I'm interested to see if other people have tried things like this, have come across situations like this, or have things to add here. You know, again, I didn't play this combat quite perfectly, but it wasn't even necessary. I got a little bit lucky, you could say, sure. But regardless, it's doable. You can see the potential for how fun this game can be as far as a tactical game. Also, I did get to almost to level 4 with just this one combat. I think I got to 2 experience points short of level 4 just for the one combat that battle here. So it worked. My idea worked, I think. This execution worked. I failed it twice. I was trying to use Nanite support station instead of the shields. And long story short, what was happening was the AI was smart enough to use the assault bike to push, using its attack to push the support station away from my unit, so I wouldn't even get the benefit of the heal or the obscure. So I thought that was actually kind of impressive from the AI side. But anyways, again, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.